So come back to this shareholder thing. When did this all happen then? When did it all go belly up?
The company was growing so fast, and because it was very labour intensive, we had a team of photographers around London on scooters and in Sydney, right? But its staff, its equipment, its logistics, and it was also very seasonal because you're right, very, very busy taking new instructions on, or everything's very quiet. So it was a very difficult business to make a consistently good profit margin on. But it was growing, but it had attracted so much interest from investors and that basically it was growing very fast, but wasn't making enough money to fund its own growth. So we had to keep on borrowing money. And then we had this, we had a really high-powered board. I mean, we had the ex-finance director of Dixon's Group was on the board. We had a guy called Peter Warren, who was ex-chairman of Ogilvy and Mather, the advertising agency, and we had a guy who was a chairman. And the chairman was a really professional guy, and he saw this as a really exciting opportunity. And he said to me, as the chief executive, he said to me, "You're growing, you've got customers that love you, you've got a viable business here, but your overhead's too big, you need to fix it." And I went, "Well, we've got all these directors sitting on the board taking salaries, and none of them actually adding very much value." So I took my proposal and said, "Well, we just need to get rid of half a dozen of these people that are costing lots of money." And surprisingly, none of them voted for that.
No, it's like Turkey's not going to vote for keeping Christmas, are they?
No.
Okay. So what? Then you went. You had to go.
Fired.
How did that make you feel?
Uh,
I was, a successful firm, making lots of money. Obviously, not enough for the money men.
I think that the most painful experiences of our lives are the ones we learn the most from.
Exactly, I agree.
And it was hideous. It went beyond just unpleasant. It completely shattered my own identity of who I thought I was. Because I was the guy who came up with this idea, was growing this company, it was great fun.
It was your baby, wasn't it?
It really was. It really, really was. Customers, the tech, everything, the staff, the whole concept. And it was just ripped away from me. It was hideous. But it made me more determined than ever to get it right.
Okay. So what happened after that then?
I started a competitor.
Okay.
And that was doing even better. That was growing very, very fast.
Again, web-based CMS systems, floor plans, photos.
We just focused on the photography floor plans. We left the software out of it. And we focused on getting the higher end of the market because the first company, the quality wasn't good enough for the likes of Knight Frank and Savills.
Oh, really?
So I said, we solved that problem, we get the bigger accounts. And we did. And that company for a while was the only...
What was the name of the firm?
BPM.
Okay.
It was the only company that was approved by both Savills and Knight Frank as a digital marketing provider. Douglas and Gordon.
All the big names in London.
Yeah. Hamptons was a really big client. And, so we went higher quality. But of course that meant higher costs. And it grew and grew. It was doing very well till 2008. And then 2008, we saw a 70% drop in our instructions, which was, we were paid per instruction.
Yeah.
And it pretty much wiped it out.
So what happened after that then? So you've now been in the industry now 10 years.
Yes, at that point. Yes,
the pivot, the fan.
Yeah. So
03, 04?
At that point, all the staff were employed.
Yes.
All the equipment was owned, so it was a very high overhead business. And we restructured it into a outsourcing business. So we still had the online order form, but the photographers are freelancers. They use their own equipment. They use their own transport. They got paid per job rather than a fixed salary. Yeah. And actually after that, it became more profitable than it ever had, even with a much reduced volume. But at that point, we had far more competitors. By this stage, there were lots of people in the industry providing the service. And because of the downturn, lots of the photographers have been made redundant,
yes,
both in my company and others. And they all started going directly to customers. And so you suddenly had these very, very low-cost freelancers going direct. And I knew that was the end of the growth opportunity in that industry.
Okay.
And then EPCs came along, home information packs. And it all started, and I was like, okay, I don't want to be in a business of people and overheads and seasonal peaks and troughs. And at that point, technology moved on, that there was an opportunity to start something new.
So what year was this then?
2008, 2009.
Okay. So what happened then?
So then I built my next CRM system, Easy Match, which is still going.
Okay.
that, oh God, there's so much to talk about with that. I don't know where to begin. I think the best thing to say about that was that I thought that if we offered agents technology that would turbocharge their businesses, that it would be a no-brainer. And if we could actually show that this is what it did, that we would do very well and get large numbers of sales. Right? We got some great clients. We got some really high-profile clients with growing businesses, and it worked for them, and it did turn.
This is estate agencies.
Absolutely, resi agencies. We had some really high-profile, award-winning independent independent agencies who were using it, and on the back of it, were growing their businesses very fast, and who said, "Your software is like doubling the number of negotiators I have in my office," like that. But
why did they say that? What was so special about it?
Its specific focus was automate and streamline the routine, low-value tasks to allow your staff to spend more time on the higher value tasks. In other words, the conversations with customers.
Systemization, so you can build relationships with people. Yep.
And for those who adopted it properly, they saw astonishing results. I mean, to this day, Logic Estates in Liverpool, who, when they started using it, were an unheard of startup, and they're now number one. They've won the ESTAS Grand Prix for customer service, and they keep winning year after year. They get the best, even though they've got an enormously busy business. They've managed to sustain customer service levels, and they credit. It's a combination of great staff with a great attitude using their technology well. But it is a product that requires committed usage.
Yes.
And what I've learned is that for a lot of agents, they just don't have a routine that allows them to sit down and use a system on a regular basis to get the best out of it. The number of customers we had who went, "Look, it's brilliant. I just don't have time to use it."